Here's another part of the self-sufficiency regimen, which is some kind of alternative source of power. In this case, this is a deep cycle marine battery rated at 85 amp hours. This cost me about $80 with an exchange from an old battery. So you're looking at a unit cost of maybe $90 or so for these things. This is a deep cycle battery, and this battery will be enough to provide some emergency lighting if we need it. Up above the battery I have an old Radio Shack battery tester, which I'm using to monitor the voltage. Basically, when the needle goes down below the green, then it will be time to recharge the battery, for instance, if I'm not continuously connected, or if a battery doesn't come up to a high enough voltage, then you know the battery is dead. I think with these deep cycle batteries, I read that when it's at 12 volts, it's about 50% discharged. The actual reading when the battery's fully charged is almost 14 volts. Next to it you see a little a DC to AC inverter that I actually bought at Y2K. This is only about 200 watts, so it's not much good for anything. At the moment, that battery is being maintained by this little 3 amp intelligent charger, which basically will shut down to a low level when the battery is fully charged. So this way, and I think you just saw it shift into charge mode, so it does cycle back and forth. This is maybe a little bit small for anything but 1 or 2 batteries, but it was what came to hand basically when I went to the local auto shop to buy some pieces. Basically, I regard this as the beginning of a system. The idea, first level of course, was to have a little emergency light. The next level is to have enough power to keep the refrigerator going if the grid goes down. Basically, 2 of these 85 amp hour batteries will keep a refrigerator going for 1 day. And then the other thing I need for that is an inverter of at least 1500 watts, peaking to 3000 watts, to run the refrigerator, and these will cost around $200. Over time, the battery collection can grow. A next step up is to have a generator for this whole thing. I was recently at a compound in Ukiah where they are off the grid, and they basically have a battery about the size of a washing machine that they charge up as they need to. And so you can buy a Honda 2000 watt generator for about $1,000, and this could be run now and then. In a case like that, you'd probably want a bigger charger. They say that the deep cycle battery should be charged quickly, and if you had a 15 amp or so charger to go with that 2000 watt Honda generator, you'd have a pretty good match for minimizing the runtime on the generator. Another step beyond this would be to have a grid assisted system where I would have some solar, let's say 1 kilowatt of solar power hooked into a battery bank, and this could also be backed up by a smart charger which would be on a timer to run at night. Ultimately, you could go completely off the grid.